This is a winter weather alert. You are watching 13 on your side.
Hello, everyone. I'm Juliette Dragus.
I'm Kirk Montgomery, West Michigan, in the middle of a major winter storm.
And it is causing widespread impacts across our area. We have extensive coverage tonight, helping you and your family stay safe and informed.
The entire 13 weather team is here tracking this storm as it moves through our area. We're also keeping a very close eye on road conditions and how this storm is impacting all of West Michigan.
And we begin with Chief Meteorologist George Lessons to tell us where we are in this storm. George.
Right in the middle of it, guys, and we've got a few more hours where it will continue to sleet, snow, and there'll be areas with freezing rain. Let's recap the warnings across the area. Winter storm warning for the northern counties lasts until 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon as it lingers longer there. Winter storm warnings for Muskegon, Ottawa, and Kent counties, and ice storm warnings to the south will continue through 4 a.m. when the bulk of this wintry weather starts to move to the east. It's all part of a very large system all the way back into the Dakotas and into Wyoming and Montana, and extends into the New England states as well. Over the next several hours, we'll still see the freezing rain and sleet. May end as a few snowflakes, and then we'll get a bit of a break before that wintry mix in the morning tomorrow, but temperatures are going to stay at or below freezing all night and only get a little bit warmer here tomorrow. Meteorologist Blake Hansen is out on the weather deck, and he has a look at the current conditions.
Yeah, good evening, George. Conditions have really worsened here on the weather deck over the last hour. It is sleeting at a very good rate. Feels like almost sandpaper is hitting you right in the face. Now let's take a look at what's going on around West Michigan. Those numbers, temperature-wise, pretty close to the freezing mark. Even below that to the north, our only exception, South Haven, Kalamazoo, and Holland now sitting a degree above freezing. But even with our numbers pretty close together, we have different types of precipitation across the board, like we mentioned the last few days. Up to the north, Fremont, for example, it is just mainly snow, and that will continue on the order of a few more inches by the end of this evening. Here's downtown Holland. You can see that ice starting to overtake the camera once again. Now, the number sits at 33, which would be good news on the roadway, but that doesn't mean there's still icy spots around the Holland area. And look at some of these MDOT cameras around the Grand Rapids area, I-96 eastbound. Yeah, looking worse and worse as we're going farther into this evening. Kalamazoo mostly looks okay, but we've seen a good deal of freezing rain reports across the Kalamazoo area along I-94 stretching over to Battle Creek. So we fully expect these conditions to worsen as we head farther into the evening as the precipitation continues. We'll take another look at these cameras around West Michigan in about another half hour for now as we send things back over to you guys at the in the studio.
Thanks, Blake. Yeah, it's not real nice out there.
Yeah.
Sandpaper. Wow,
Yeah.
I've never heard that before. We've got a number of great photos and some video from our viewers. We encourage more here tonight. What do you got?
Yeah, and this storm potentially making history, so we want to document it from start to finish. So if you have photos, we want you to share them with us. And this is one from downtown Holland. We received it just under 10 minutes ago from Margaret. Clearly going to take some time to clean off her car before she gets to head home this evening. This photo sent in from Drew from the front all the way to the back, completely encompassed with ice early on this afternoon. And this one of my favorites so far, Chris's 3-year-old granddaughter out there doing the dirty work, cleaning up that snow. She's got her shovel. Of course, we want to be cautious. We want to be safe. Take frequent breaks if you're out there cleaning up the snow or sleet. We are expecting several inches of accumulating snow up along the US 10 corridors. And here's another one. It might look like the window's up, but that is not the window in the background there. That is another glaze of ice. Of course, you can text us 616-559-1310. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it takes. Share those photos with us so that we can get them out there to the viewers and, of course, keep them in our documents for the future when we look back at this impactful storm. Where are we at right now in it, George?
Again, we are right in the middle of it. Few more hours of precipitation coming in our direction. Let's take a look at where it's headed. You can see a lot of that wintry mix is right overhead, and it will stay right overhead. Even though we've got a warm front trying to push up from the south, it will not make it through here. So several more hours of this wintry precipitation. To the south, it's in the 70s where there's a tornado watch across portions of Illinois. Very dynamic system, but this will quickly move to the east later on tonight. But again, it's going to be a very tricky evening. And speaking of tricky, out on the roads, it's pretty tricky as well. Here's a meteorologist, Michael Behrens.
Yeah, certainly tricky on those roadways this evening. And one of the concerns is we've seen speeds that remain definitely too fast for conditions out there. Northbound US 131 speeds now into the 40s. 40s, but that's still pretty fast for the sleet and the freezing rain that we're seeing coming down here. The same as you head down into Allegan County, speeds near 100th, even up to around 56 miles per hour. Definitely too fast for these conditions, and we've seen numerous amounts of crashes coming across the region. The one on IMP6 has reached the cleanup stages and is now done, but now multiple reports coming in from in and around downtown Grand Rapids, including a disabled vehicle 196 west at Lane Avenue, a crash in the accident center lane blocked, US 131 south, that is right at 196, and then another crash on 196 itself, right shoulder west just after Market Avenue. That's at exit 73. So slow down, add extra time, and make sure you end up where you need to get safely this evening.
Very wintry out here on the weather deck. We have a horizontal sleet coming down. Anemometer spinning pretty quickly back here. It's going to still be a rather nasty evening. 13 weather ball is blinking bright. More sleet, freezing rain, and to the north, snow. Inside it's red. Slightly less cold weather ahead. And this view sponsored by Countryside Greenhouse of Allendale. Our winter weather impacts have been unchanged. High impacts for ice buildup and power outages. They've been climbing, over 12,000 folks without power now. Very high travel impacts and medium impacts for low visibility. Your dog walking forecast. Thor, you do not like this weather. I just know you don't. Rhett, I'm going to give you the red paw for the evening and for mostly your morning walk because of the inclement weather. Lots of sleet and freezing rain. Just protect Thor's paws as he heads out. Our green energy forecast every day at 5:30 in the evening. Not a lot of sun here tomorrow because it's going to be cloudy with a wintry mix to the north. Winds will still be very strong, could still be gusting to 30+ miles per hour. That will not be good for power outages. Storm track still on track, taking it through northern Indiana and northern Ohio. We're on the northern edge. This northern edge of the precipitation is snow to the north, sleet and freezing rain south of Grand Rapids. That varies very little over the next several hours, but as the moisture moves to the east, we're going to see that move to the north. All that sleet and freezing rain moving to the north during the morning, and that's why the advisories and alerts stay in effect until 1 p.m. up north. On the tail end of that, a couple of snow flurries and maybe a few lake effect flurries early on Friday, but for the most part, dry weather for all day Friday through all day Sunday. More snow to the north. Look at this. The model's indicating maybe 10-inch more snow over towards Saginaw, 6 inches up toward the Traverse City area, and we still could see another 1/4 inch of ice here in the greater Grand Rapids area down to around I-94. Long range outlook. This is March 2nd through the 8th. Still high chances for warmer temperatures mirroring the 6 to 10 day outlook, and high chances that much of the country will see more precipitation. Tonight we're looking at mid and upper 20s to near 30 with that winter storm warning and snow to the north, freezing rain and sleet further south. All snow to the north for the most part. Mid 20s for your overnight lows, and it will get windy. And here in the greater Grand Rapids area, mid and upper 20s with breezy conditions. 13 on your side forecast. Still a higher impact day to the north tomorrow. 25 and cold Friday, 13 in the morning, maybe a few flurries Friday night, but dry over the weekend as we climb back above freezing. 44 with rain Monday, ending as a wintry mix next Tuesday. The end of next week could see another round of some wintry mix Friday night and Saturday. Out here on the weather deck in the past 30 seconds, we had a wind gust to about 40 miles per hour. The anemometer is just spinning crazy. We got horizontal sleet. 13 weather ball blinking bright for more sleet, freezing rain, and even snow to the north inside. It's red. A little bit less cold weather ahead for your Thursday. This view sponsored by Countryside Greenhouse of Allendale. Most areas seeing temperatures at or below freezing, low and even upper 20s. Average high is 36. We came within 1 degree of our forecast high. We've been within 3 degrees the past 7 days in a row. It has been a very wintry day. All of this is sleet and freezing rain, anywhere from 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch of rain. And we've had wind gusts to 30+ miles per hour in many locations, almost 40 down in Benton Harbor. Almost 40,000 folks now without power. This keeps climbing. The winds keep climbing here in West Michigan. We still have high ice buildup impacts and power outages tonight. Very high travel impacts, but medium impacts for lower visibility. Hour by hour, you can see that rain, snow, sleet, freezing rain line, I should say, right in through here, and that is going to stay pretty much in the same spot all evening long. But as we go through the night, it's going to wind down a little bit, and it will linger into the early afternoon up north. That's why the winter storm warnings are in effect until 1 p.m. up there. At the tail end of this, a couple of flurries, but nothing like the impacts we'll have over the next 2 to 4 hours here in West Michigan. Still, there could be quite a bit more snow, especially up in the Thumb area. Anywhere between 8 and 10 inches of snow is certainly possible. A lot less here in the greater Grand Rapids area. And as we get into Friday, a little bit of lake effect, especially up around Big Rapids, brings the totals there to about 5.5. Still a little bit of ice from Grand Rapids southward. We could see another 1/4 of an inch, maybe a 1/2 inch, and all of this will come in the next 2 or 3 hours. Winds have been gusting, I think, close to 40 miles an hour out here on the weather deck. Winds are out of the northeast, but they'll shift to the southwest tomorrow. Still gusts to 30+ miles per hour. That's going to slow down the recovery for the power outages. Forecast for tomorrow, winter storm warning until 1 p.m. north. Temperatures are, though, going to climb above freezing. There'll be that wintry mix in the morning south and into the afternoon north. Up north, it'll be breezy, mid and upper 30s here, so you'll get a little bit of a break and melt some of the ice and snow. And as warm as 40 here in Grand Rapids and 46 in Kalamazoo, and then we're going to plummet again during the day on Friday. 13 on your side forecast. Still that impact day to the north on Thursday. 25 for high on Friday, maybe a few flurries Friday night, but dry Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Some rain Sunday night and mid-40s on Monday, a soaking rain. Falling temperatures next Tuesday at the end of the 10-day, maybe another wintry mix next to Friday afternoon through Saturday.